Well, Jeffrey, this is the one we've been looking for, the fourth winner of the 2023 National Dairy Challenge competition. So if you will announce the final winner, Jeff, would appreciate it.
You bet, you bet. Congratulations is to Purdue University, coached by Jackie Borman.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe let's just start, if each of you will start down here, just give us your name, major, maybe what your role was in the team.
My name's Lane Bullenbacher. I'm an animal science major, and I really took the photos on the farm mostly.
My name's Chad Patterson. My major is agriculture systems management. On the farm, I focused on facilities and animal health.
My name's Tobin Smith. I'm an animal science major, and my role's been going through and analyzing the parlor and parlor data.
And I'm Miriam Cook. I'm a major in agriculture economics. And so I guess I was kind of like financials and then just overall, and don't let these boys fool you. They were a big part of it, especially Lane. He wasn't just pictures. He did a lot to help with that. So they kind of keep me in check also as well.
Very well. Tobin, my first question is going to be for you. How in the world do you grow a mustache like that? I've been trying to do that for 64 years, and I have to color mine in with a crayon, but that's a heck of a mustache.
Well, first of all, thank you. And second of all, it was a so-and-so experiment. Masks were on, and there was a lot of people not looking at my face from the nose down. So it's like, hey, how long can I get away with this? And then I got to a point where I was like, well, now I'm invested, and that was November of 2020. So it's been sitting there for a little while.
Yeah, great story. Great story. So Miriam, did everything go as planned today? The smooth as silk, or were there any bumps along the way?
Oh, heck no. We had a lot of bumps. It was quite a shock, I think, to find out where we ended up here winning. I mean, practicing, I was like super proud of our team, where we're coming from, and I was like, we have like a diverse set of knowledge base. And I was like, oh, we did really well. When it came to the team, I mean, finding out the farm, I was already like in my head, super anxious. These boys can attest to it. I was like, because I knew the farm beforehand, just knowing like their prefix and everything like that. And I was like, this is a really good farm. Like, there's no way we're gonna find anything problem-wise to talk about. And then when we got to the farm again, the same story. Like, there was only a handful of things. I was like, what else are we gonna do? And then these boys were just like, I don't think we need anything more. And I'm still like sitting there like, I was like, we can't just talk about like 2, maybe 2.5 things. Like, usually it's 4 in practice. So I was like, no way. I was like, no way. Like, you're gonna do it. And I was like, and then when it came to the presentation and everything like that, like, definitely a couple of these, I could see their nerves when they did it. And I was like, the pressure got to us. I was like, but they came. I was proud of us beforehand. And then like, I was actually, they announced, I didn't understand, like, they announced like participating teams in no specific order. And so when they announced all the teams, I thought they were announcing all of them. I didn't get that they weren't announcing the top 2. They did those separately. So they announced the participating ones for Dairy C, and they didn't say our name. And I was like, oh my gosh, we did that bad that they didn't even need to say our names. So I was shocked. Yeah. So.
Good. So let's back up a little bit. You did end up winning despite some of your anxiousness. So what do you attribute to the win? What prepared you for this? Chad, let's start with you.
Honestly, I grew up on a dairy farm, so coming from a dairy farm really helped a lot. Knowing what you need to look for, knowing how things should operate really helped a lot. There's a couple classes we took in school, dairy management. Those helped out. Our coach helped.
Okay. Lane, anything you'd add?
Yeah, Professor Borman took us to quite a few great dairies to evaluate, and yeah, lots of similarities to a great dairy like this, and we took a lot of time practicing.
Yeah. So I'll just throw this out to everybody, but I'm just kind of curious. Have there been aspects of the Dairy Challenge that has prepared you for your next step in your career?
I'll start us out here. I'd definitely say it's the networking aspect, and it's not just with people in the industry. It's various students that are also competing, and personally, I can attest that Miriam, no matter where we go, always seems to find people that she knows, and she'll fly away for 5 minutes when we're in a social area, and she's like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and she's chatting it up with everyone else, and been able to make those connections, and then also make those connections within industry leaders, and even on our bus ride back, we got to have a great conversation with the CEO of Select Sire. His name escapes me.
David. I
David,
can't remember
yes.
David's last name.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's little moments like that that we've been able to be able to meet people that will, no matter to what extent, be able to help progress us as individuals within our careers or personally.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Yeah.
So I've got one question. I need an honest answer now that this is over. You said you're a little anxious about your presentation, but was it better than the judges? How would you compare them? Anybody?
I would say not quite. The judges are always right. That's what I always say.
Yeah, is that your honest answer, Lane?
Yep.
I think I'll need a couple weeks to process the judges' presentations. Actually, ironically, our coach, Dr. Borman, before we went in the room to see the coach's presentation, she pulled me aside and she said, "I know what they're gonna say. I want to prepare you so your reaction is not bad and you don't ask too many questions and grill them." And so like she told me beforehand so that I wasn't like overwhelmed, because I definitely disagreed with what they had said. And I was like heavily texting another member of another team that I was like, they're like, there's no way that they're actually saying, this farm is leveraged right now. But yeah, build a new barn. That's totally great. So I was like definitely questionable. But then like I take a step back, right, and just briefly like looking at financially wise and kind of that being risk averse and everything like that makes sense. But I mean, I'd like to say like you're convincing the judges you are right. So I mean, I think we should, do a little bit better than them, but they're smart, so they have experience, we don't.
Would you guys mind just kind of letting us know what your plans are after graduation? Lane, why don't we start with you?
I'd like to go back to the family dairy farm
Okay, and where's that at?
in northern Indiana, a small town called Argus.
Okay.
I'm only a junior, so I still got another year, but I also plan on going back to my family's dairy farm. I'm actually from the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Okay, very well.
I've got a job lined up in Chicago actually, but it doesn't encompass anything with the dairy industry. Personally, I hadn't stepped foot on a dairy farm up until spring of last year.
Is that right?
This has been quite the trip. I'd say the main reason I'm here is because I made friends with Miriam in our dairy management class this past fall, and she said, "Hey, come out for this class. I think you'd really like it. It'll be fun." And first week and first farm we evaluated, I'm sitting here like, I don't know what I got myself into, and I've learned a lot along the way. But I'll be working for a company called Fletcher International Exports in Chicago. So
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, well deserved.
I wish I had an answer to that question. I do graduate in May, so I should probably find an answer. So tentatively just kind of doing an off-the-wall internship at a ranch in Canada, working with beef cattle. And so beyond that, my dad would like the answer to be to come back to the farm. My answer is probably going to be I like international things and policy, and I really like staring at Excel sheets and numbers. So I'm trying to figure that out. After today, a nutritionist said I should go into nutrition. I don't believe I should do that, but he said I was good at it. And so just kind of figuring out and weighing all that, just trying to find in something that I really fall in love with.
All right, very well.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, congratulations. Job well done. And thank you for joining us here at the Real Science Exchange. Jeffrey, thank you for joining me once
Yep,
again.
Appreciate the invite.
To our loyal audience, as usual, thank you for joining us and spending some time with us here. We hope you had fun. We hope you learned something, and we hope to see you next time here at the Real Science Exchange, where it's always happy hour and you're always among friends.